Good morning and welcome. I'm Lauren Lewis with Power for Parkinsons. Welcome to Young Onset Circuit Training class. For this morning's class, you will be needing plates. If you are on a carpeted area, you're going to need some paper plates. If you're on a hard floor, paper plates may work, but you also may want to just take 2 dish towels or small hand towels for you. And then you will also need or want maybe some light weights, some weights that you are comfortable with. If you don't have weights but want to do some, you can go to the kitchen and grab some cans of the same size, or some water bottles will work as well. You can also do any of these exercises without weights and still get plenty of benefit. The other thing you'll need is to make sure that you've got a sturdy chair nearby for balance and safety, and you may need a wall to exercise with or against. So make sure that you are properly accessorized, and we'll get going. What we'll be doing is a series of 6 exercises, each done for 50 seconds. Each exercise will be focusing on large muscle groups of the body, and each exercise is specifically targeting a major or a common symptom of Parkinson's disease. So let's get started. Our first exercise is a full body exercise. We're going to do an up-down with a plank walk. What I mean by that is we'll start off with an up-down, which is exactly what it sounds like. You start up, come on down to the ground. It's not a straight leg, it's a bent leg. Come down into a squat position, hands on the floor, one leg at a time goes out. Now here's the fun part. We're going to be doing a lateral walking plank. Same limb, right leg, right arm goes out, left arm, left leg comes in. So we're going to take 2 steps. That's 1, and here's 2. And then we come back up, standing up. One leg comes in, other leg comes in. Stand up, down, out, out. Both same side works together. In. This is going to take a little coordination. In and in. If you need to modify this, there's a great answer right over here. You can do this exercise against the wall and get a lot out of it. Stand nice and close to the wall. Put your hands about chest height maybe. Step those legs way back out into your plank position. Now we're in a plank. Walk those arms and legs together. Remember, right arm, right leg, and vice versa. Step in, up, in, and down. So those are your 2 options you can do. Decide which one works best for you. I'm going to put on the music and our timer. Let's get started. All right, we've got 50 seconds on the clock. I'm going to start up, down, one leg at a time, same limbs, in, and full extension up. Once you get it, go at your pace, not mine. In. Try to alternate your legs so you're not always bringing the same leg in and out. What we're working here is core. You're going to feel this in your abdominals. We're also working shoulders and chest. We're also working arms and legs, bringing those legs all the way in. You're going to really feel that in your quads and in your glutes. Out. So as I said, full body. In. Remember, on those planks, try to keep your hips low and even with your shoulders. You should not be upside down. Here's our timer. All right. That was kind of quiet. Let me see if I can't make that timer a little louder. There we go. Hopefully maybe you could hear that next time. I don't want to do a second more than I need to, right? All right, the second exercise, you're going to need those paper plates or towels we're going to be doing gliding back lunges. You may want to also grab your weights for this exercise because we also are going to do some upper body as well. So you don't have to use your weights, but you can. What we're going to do is I'm going to ask you to take your paper plate or your towel and put just the ball of your foot, the front of your foot, on. Your heel should be on the floor for safety so that you're not going to go gliding or slipping. Your heel is going to hold you in place and keep you safe. One leg at a time is going to alternate, go into a back lunge. A back lunge is a 90-degree angle in both legs. 90, and then we come back up, and then we go the other leg. And we're just gliding. That's what the paper plates are allowing, or the towels are allowing us to do. Just slightly changing that back lunge and using the gliding position. I'm going to add an upper body. This is optional. The upper body will be a curl, and then a press, and then the curl is during your back lunge, and the press is when you're standing. All right, please bring that chair over, right over here. If you feel like you may need it just for balance, or do it next to the wall again, so that you have that chair if you need it for balance. All right, I'm gonna put my 50 seconds on the clock. Think about really trying to use those legs properly, get a 90-degree angle in each leg. 50 seconds on the clock. And here we go. Down and press. Down and press. Now it's important that you really try to slide that leg way behind you so that you're really getting, first of all, you're being safe with your knee. You're getting as much out of this as you can. You're really feeling this in those quadriceps, the front of your leg muscle. And these arms, we're working the upper body also. Remember those shoulders, you want to try to get those arms directly over your shoulders, not in front of you here. So you want to bring those arms here. All right, nice big long step. Stay at your pace once you understand the exercise. Speed it up or slow it down, your pace. Really working everything here too, because we've got a little balance as well, a little core working. Okay, let me get that chair out of the way. You may need the chair again, but I want to get it out of my way for now so you can see what I'm doing for the next exercise. The next exercise is also for legs. We're going to work on glutes. We're going to be doing curtsies, or as some people prefer to call them, back cross lunges. But it's basically a curtsy. So we're going to start off with that right leg. The right leg is going to cross. So we have that cross position. Notice I'm going to turn sideways. You can see where my knees are. Notice my knee stays directly over my ankle. The other leg crosses behind. I'm going to bring that leg out to the side, cross again behind me, and then come up. And then the other leg is going to cross, making sure that my weight is on my heel, not my toe. Your knee is over your ankle. Come up, bring it out to the side. Do it again, and come up. Cross, out, cross, and switch. All right, you can add weights here if you want to, just to add weight to make your leg strengthen your legs a little more. But I promise, I think you're going to get plenty out of it without the weights. Your choice. 50 seconds. A little music. Here we go. One leg at a time. Cross this. Bring that leg out to the side. Cross it again. All your weight is on the front leg. The front leg is bearing all the weight. And you're on your heel of that front leg, so you're using your glute. Now that you've got the exercise, this is really a lot of balance, so keep that chair in front of you if you need to, so you can grab hold of it if you need it. But it's also glute. We're strengthening the legs, strengthening the glutes. Now to make this a little more fun, by fun I always mean harder, you can take that opposite arm and reach to the floor on the second one. So the first one, stand tall, and the second one, reach to the floor. All right, now that's also going to add a little cardio aspect to it also, if you want. Otherwise, you've got the exercise, stay with it. All right, that's our third exercise. You don't need these for the next exercise, get them out of the way. The next exercise is, I'm always having trouble with my music, I don't know why. All right, here we go. Stop. Got it. Okay. I want to make sure you can hear me for the next exercise, because the next exercise is a bicycle. This is a core exercise. We're working abdominals. But I do want to make sure that you understand, I want you to do it my way because I'm the instructor. So, okay, so here's what I mean by that. A bicycle, most people do bicycles, and there's nothing wrong with it. They lie down on the back, and they do this, and that's fine. I'm going to ask you to be a lot more muscular, a lot more specific, a lot more intentional. I'd like you to lie down on the floor. One leg is extended, one leg is bent, the opposite elbow comes here, and I'm going to ask you to come down to the floor, switch, and come up. Down to the floor, switch, and come up. You're not going to get as fatigued because of all that wrenching, all that twisting, but you are going to get stronger because you're making it more muscular, slowing it down and making it more muscular. The different levels of this, if this is difficult for you, or if you find your back begins to hurt or your back is coming off the floor, please make sure you lift those legs higher. This is not cheating. This is a great exercise. This right here is fine. Right here is fine. As you get stronger, you drop those legs down. If you have any back injuries or ailments, or if you have a sway back, you may want to keep those legs a little higher. All right, third exercise. Here we go. On the floor. Bicycle my way. Here we go. Touch, down, touch. Now I'm really reaching for the knees, so I'm pulling my belly in. This is not just the front of the abdominals. We're using the side muscles, also your obliques. Reach, drop, reach, drop. Stay at your pace. You may not be able to go this fast or this slow. Do what works for you. Make sure your back is staying on the floor. All right, there's our timer. Please get up carefully and slowly. By that I mean roll over onto one side. This is the safest way to get up. Take your one stronger leg in front of you, 90-degree angle. Both hands on that leg. Use your toe and your hands to lift you up off the floor. The next exercise is also another leg exercise. We're going to be doing lateral side squats with a windmill. What I mean by that, we're going to start off. I'm going to take a step to the left. Step here. Now I'm in a lateral squat. One knee is bent, one leg is straight. I'm sitting back, not forward. Here's my lateral squat. Now the windmill is here. 1, I switch. 2, switch. 3, and then I come in, and then I go to the other side. Lateral squat. 1, 2. So I'm just changing the leg that I'm bending. I bend the outer leg, the inner leg, the outer leg, and in, out, inner leg, outer leg, and in. All right, again, this takes some coordination. If this really throws you and you're not getting it, just go out and up and out and up. That's the modification. Same exercise, you're just not doing it as many times. Same exercise, it's a great exercise. Putting my timer on, putting my music on, here we go. Lateral, I'm going left. Touch, 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 and in. You can slow this down. Once you get the legs, and that may take a little bit, once you get it, I'd like you to see if you can't add a little turn. That's the windmill. So you're going to turn right and left, so you're facing each way you turn, your hand is going. And you're going towards your knee. You don't have to touch your toes as I was doing. You can go toward the knee. That's not cheating. There is no cheating in exercise. If you're here and doing this with me, you are not cheating. You are working at any level. Anything that's more than normal is exercise, right? There's our timer. All right. Thank goodness, right? All right, the last exercise, you're going to need those towels and plates for the last exercise. This is a cardio exercise. We want to get that heart rate up. We want to get blood and oxygen to the brain. We want to feed the brain so that we can keep our brain nice and healthy. So I'm going to ask you to step on those once again, the same way we stepped on them earlier, with your heels on the floor, your toes on the plates. And I'm going to ask you to try to do a scissor. A scissor is just a gliding, like a run. If that doesn't work, you can just do a repeater. Do a few on each side, try to even it out, okay? Or you can do a combination of either. But the point of this is just to stay moving for the 50 seconds cardio. So let's have a little fun with this one. This one's what really gonna get that heart rate up. Here we go. If you're finding you're not getting your heart rate up, use those arms. This is when 50 seconds feels like a really, really long time. And I just keep changing directions to make it more fun for me. Woo! doing. Stay with it. Now, don't be surprised, and I won't be surprised if you find you lose your plates. I've been doing this a long time. I know how to do it. When I first did it the first few hundred times, I lost the plates constantly. That's okay. Chasing the plates will get your heart rate up too. All right, that's our first round. Please grab some water, wipe off, get ready for our second round. We're gonna do every single exercise again for 50 seconds. This time, I'm gonna explain how the benefit for Parkinson's. So the first one was an up-down with the walking plank. Our focus here is strictly on range of motion. I want you to feel everything lengthening. Nothing is bent. We start all the way up. We go all the way down to a full range of motion. We walk with stiff and long limbs. Nothing is bent. We bring it back in. Here's the bend. But then we reach to the sky. Now that you understand the exercise, exaggerate the range of motion. Really go for the full range, all right? I'm putting on our music again and our timer. Here we go. Try to really use those limbs as much as you can. And if you can, widen those legs as wide and arms as you can. Really take big steps. Exaggerate. Challenge yourself, but stay safe. Reach. Woo! Try to alternate. I'm reminding myself to alternate those legs. I keep bringing in my left leg. I'm going to bring in the right leg this time. There's our timer, thank goodness. All right, come on up. Heart rate's up because we've been going up and down. Good for us, feeding the brain. Next exercise are those gliding back lunges with the curl and press. What we're focusing on in this exercise is gait. We want to make sure that we're reminding the brain not to take small little steps. We're reminding the brain to take big, wide steps. So that's our focus. Putting on our timer and think about really using those legs. Big steps. We're going to curl first and then add the press. The press is also not just working the upper body. The press I included because I want you to be working on posture. When you bring those arms over your head like this, push your shoulder blades down using the upper back, and that will strengthen the upper back for posture, keeping you standing tall. Big long legs, strong legs, deep legs, and overhead. Using those arms, triceps, biceps, and shoulders for a full body exercise. Time. All right, weights down. Next exercise are the curtsies, the back cross lunge. Once again, working on gait. This time, not only am I going to ask you to take nice long and wide steps, but we're also crossing the midline here. Whenever you cross the midline, your right side goes to the left and vice versa. We're using the brain more fully. The right has to talk to the left, but hemispheres are talking to one another. So it's important to include some kind of crossing in all of your exercise to make sure you're using your brain more fully. But we're also doing this. Remember the second part I said on the second one? Reach toward your opposite. Now we're reminding the body to go toward the opposites, and that's used for natural walking. You want to make sure that you don't lose that ability, that motion of using right and left together, opposites. So we're retraining and reminding the brain in those squats. Find your position. Here we go. I'm still out of breath on those back lunges. Cross. Out to the side. Now I'm going to use that left arm, the right arm to the left. Cross. All my body weight's on my heel. So I'm really using my glute. Crossing in the midline. That leg's not going back. We've already done that. stay at your pace. You don't have to touch the floor. You can just go toward that knee. That's perfect. Just going toward the opposite leg. Widening those legs. Crossing the midline. Exaggerate every motion if you can. Make it really big and strong. Because we're using so many muscles, we're also getting our heart rate up. So that's another added benefit. There's our timer, sorry. We have to stop. The next exercise are the bicycles. Down on the floor. Now the bicycles are almost the same reasons. We're crossing the midline and we're going toward the opposites, but we're also working on core. And whenever you strengthen the core, you're also always working on balance. I love using the floor core exercises for working on balance because you really can't get hurt. You're not gonna fall. So let's hit the ground. Think about really exaggerating the motion. Here we go, 50 seconds. Think about pushing against that knee to increase that strength in the muscle. If you just touch the muscle of the knee, that's really good. If you can push the elbow, that's really good too. That's going to trigger those abdominal muscles even more. When you rock and roll like this, rocking to each side, you're reminding the body where you are in space. We're working on balance, strengthening those muscles and those brain sensors. Make sure your lower back does not come off the floor. Lower back should be safe. Lift those legs higher if you need to. Stay at your pace. This is your exercise, not mine. All right, roll over to your side. Once again, stay safe. Lift yourself up. Hands on your thigh. Lift yourself up. Get ready for those lateral squats with the windmill. All right, so almost everything we've done so far has been very rigid, except, well, the bicycle wasn't, but this exercise, it's just been moved forward and back. This exercise, I'm adding a swing. One of the common symptoms of Parkinson's is becoming rigid in the trunk area, just becoming very rigid. So I'm gonna ask you to try, as you're going from side to side, try to get a little more fluid. Try to really follow your opposite arm if you can, and that's gonna remind the body to really twist while your hips are in place. So your whole body's not moving in one motion. Your upper body is moving separately. So 50 seconds, here we go, laterals. We're gonna take step, bend, bend, and in. Out, switch, switch, and in. Tap the knee, or the floor, or the top, whatever you can reach, but turn the body. Take big steps, reminding the body to take large, big steps for gait, but also be good to your knee. Don't forget form is important. So your body weight is back. Don't let that knee go over the toe. Time's up. Last one. Cardio. Cardio. As I said earlier, it's really important to feed your body, keep your brain filled with oxygen and blood. But this also will remind your body to move fast. A very common symptom of Parkinson's is you tend to slow down. Your movements seem to slow down. And studies have shown by just forcing yourself to move faster, you can in fact move faster in your functional life. So I'm gonna put on my timer and just move fast. I'm gonna take from the scissor and I'm gonna just do a repeater now because it's a little hard on my body. So I'm gonna do what's good for my body. But I'm keeping that heart rate up by really using those arms. And if that doesn't do it, use those arms even bigger. It's only 50 seconds. Woo! there's our time. Walk it off. One more round to go. Woo! All right. Water. All right, the last round is all about form. You want to make sure the knees are never over or in front of the toes. You want to make sure you're in that 90 degree. You want to make sure your arms are in the right position. If they're lifted, they're over your head, not in front of you, not hyperextending behind you. You're always pulling your belly in. Form is important, but you're exaggerating those motions, taking big, large motions to retrain the brain or reinforce the brain for the Parkinsons, making things smaller. Last round, my favorite, I'm going to give you a cardio challenge, cognitive challenge, a brain game. So each one of these will have something that you'll be thinking of besides everything I just told you to think about. So we're going to start off with the up downs, and every time you come up, okay, so you come down, do your walks, stand up, I want you to think of a dessert that's best served warm, okay? So find your position, a dessert that's best served warm. Timer on. Here we go, up and down. Make sure those legs are fully extended. Try to get the same limbs working together. Full range of motion. Desserts. All right, I'm already out of some. I gotta think of more. But in the meantime, I wanna make sure that my planks are good. I don't wanna lift those hips, put myself upside down in those planks. Keep those planks nice and long. Keep those hips down. And done. All right, second exercise of those glide back lunges with the curl and the press. Grab your plates and your weights. This time, I want you to think of, and this one you may have an easier time with, reasons people don't exercise, or they won't do it today because. Reasons people tell you they don't exercise. They can be large reasons or just the daily. Something happened today. Why wouldn't someone exercise? All the excuses, okay? Remember, we're still working on those long glides behind, and we're still working on overhead press. Curl, press. This one should be a lot easier because everybody's got at least 10 right in their pocket. And believe me, I've heard them all. Try to get that leg nice and far behind. Reinforce that large motion, but keep your knee safe. Time's up. Keep your plates, keep your towels. The next exercise I think you're going to love, the next cognitive exercise. All right, crossing the midline, going toward the opposite, nice and low, large motions. Be good to your knee, keep it behind your toe. I'm going to give you math equations. You're going to do them as we exercise. So I'm going to put the music on just a little quieter. And I'm going to give you equations. So get in position. Oh, I need my equations. Start, go. 7 times 8. 56 times 2. 112 divided by 4. 28 minus 17. 11 plus 92. 103 minus 13. 90 divided by 6. 15 times 8. 120 plus 164. Time's up. Did I say it too fast? I know it was for me. As long as I didn't have to think about it, I was good. Okay, hopefully you got a few of those. I hope I didn't go too fast for you or too slow. All right, so that was our cognitive challenge for that one. The next one we're going to do are those bicycles. This time I want you to just spell the word bicycle each time you come up. And once you've finished spelling it forward, spell it backward. And if you still have time to spell it backwards, spell it forwards again. So just spelling the word bicycle. Hit the ground. Remember, you're slowing this down. You're going toward the knee, and your lower back is flat on the floor. Every time you come up, you say another letter. Try not to throw your neck. Try to just support your neck without pushing your neck. You should not be using your neck at all. You're just supporting it. I like to keep one elbow on the floor. That helps me support my neck. All right, rolling to your side, stronger leg on top, hands on your thigh. All right, we're going to do those lateral lunges, the lateral squats with the windmill. And this time, every time you come to the center, I want you to think of something, the reason why a dog would bark, okay? Different things that dogs bark at. All right, hopefully most of you have a dog or are familiar with dog behavior, so here we go. Music and timer. Make sure you're really using those lateral moves, twisting, coming up, take a nice wide step to the side, and a dog barking. Bring that chair in front of you if you need it. Do this next to the wall for safety. Time. All right. The last exercise are our scissors. All right. Guess what? I want you to come up with things that you cut with scissors, that you use scissors to cut with, rather. All right? Just things that you use a scissor to cut. Okay? So obviously it may not be a cake. Okay? Things. And grab your whatever it is that you're using for your cardio. Music goes on. And my timer goes on. Here we go. Last 50 seconds. Last 50 seconds. Things that you cut with a scissor. Switching from repeater to scissor just to save my back. Time. Give yourself a hand. Great job. Don't stop. Keep arching. Keep moving. Bring that heart rate down slowly. All right. Wiping off, grabbing some water. Okay. You want to make sure that you don't just stop that cardio. You want to walk it off, get your heart rate down nice and slowly. Take a deep breath. The best way I know to bring my heart rate down, if I don't have a lot of time, is to take one deep breath in and 4 slow exhales out. Come on and join me. Let's do it one more time. All right, I already do feel more level. My heart rate's not racing as much as I was. But if you notice, when I finished, I was kind of talking more like this, and now I'm a little more stable. So I am ready to slow down, stretch out, cool down. So I'm going to bring my chair over, because I like to use a chair or something to help me balance when I'm stretching. Staying safe. So I'm going to ask you, let's start with the quadriceps. We did a lot of quadricep work today. You want to make sure that you lengthen and release all the tension and lactic acid in your quadriceps. You're going to grab hold of your toe if you can, or your ankle, and bring that knee toward the floor, not out to the side. That's a different exercise. Drop it to the floor and just hold. If this is difficult for you, there's an option. You can just take that leg, bring it behind. You're in the same position. You're in that 90 degree angle here. So take that leg back. Curl your hips underneath you so you're feeling it all the way from your hip flexors to your knee. And put your weight on the chair or on your knee instead of on that leg, so you're stretching it instead of working it. All right, so we're just going to hold a few more seconds. I did get a good 15 seconds on this side while I was talking, so that's great. You want to try to at least get 15 seconds when you're stretching a muscle. So we're going to go on the other side. Once again, you can either grab hold of the ankle or the toe. Your knee faces the floor. You're up, standing nice and tall, not bending here at the hip. You're lengthening, so we're stretching out the flexor muscles all the way up there at the attachment of the hip, and your knee is toward the floor. And the alternative to that is getting that knee bent behind, lengthening through that hip flexor, putting the weight forward on your hip, on your chair, or your knee, really stretching out that back leg. All right, and just feel, this should feel good. Stretching should never hurt. You don't want to hurt during stretching. All right, good. Let's just hold it for 4 seconds, okay? 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to stay right here where we are. Take one leg, heel down, heel up, toe, and you see I'm sitting slightly back. So there's this invisible chair behind me. Trying not to twist one side or the other side. I'm just leaning here. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the back of your leg. Those up downs really use that muscle a lot, so you want to stretch that out. Just stay right here, holding the stretch. If you want to increase that stretch, you can drop that toe a little. That may increase and add some stretching in your shin. And if you find it's too much on your hand, you're feeling it behind the knee, you can soften that knee just a little, and you'll get more into the hamstring instead of behind the knee. And we're going to roll up instead of just standing up, and switch sides. Now the other leg, your heel is down, your hips are pushing back, but your body is even and forward. And you're just sitting back as if there was a chair behind you. Hips are even, shoulders are even. Deep breathing nice and deeply in and out, just lengthening those muscles behind. If you want to increase or change that stretch just a little more, you can drop the toe. And once again, if you're feeling it only behind the knee, soften that knee, push back with your hips, and I think you'll find that you'll get away from that knee and feel it more where you want to feel it, which is your hamstrings. Good. All right, the next, and gently, and we're going to get out of this by rolling up instead of just standing up, being good and safe to our lower back. All right, the next exercise we're going to do, the stretch we're going to do is the number 4 stretch. This is for our glutes. We did a lot of glutes in those curtsies and those back cross lunges. So we're going to take one leg, number 4. I don't know if it's 4 backwards or the other, but one way it makes a number 4, the other way it makes a P, I guess. I don't know. But you want to make that number 4, and then you're going to sit back once again, that invisible chair. So you're sitting back and you're just holding it. And you're going to feel that right here in your glute. If this doesn't work for you, you can do this seated, and I think you'll find you can get more out of it if that doesn't work. So you can do this seated, pushing that knee, making that number 4, one leg is bent, and just lean gently into it. If getting the knee up here doesn't work, bring it down to your shin or even down to the floor and lean into it. You'll still feel that in your glute. And we're gonna just hold this for another 10 seconds. Together, count with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, gently, carefully, take that leg down and switch sides. We're gonna use the other leg. I'm gonna move myself over so you can see me better. And again, way up here on the thigh, leaning forward into that invisible chair, sitting back into that chair, letting that knee by itself without pushing it, letting that knee drop to the side, or sitting on the chair, ankle, shin, or thigh, body is forward, and we're just stretching and lengthening and getting into that glute. Deep breath in and out. Let's count 10 backwards again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, I'm going to stay seated. You can stay standing, whatever works for you. I'm going to stretch out our shoulders and our upper back. Let's take that right arm directly in front. Left arm crosses at the elbow, and we're just going to lift up. And you're going to feel a nice stretch in your upper back and mostly in this shoulder. But just hold it here. While we're holding it, let's do some vocal exercises. That's another part of Parkinson's that people really find or is affected, their vocal strength. So while we're stretching, let's strengthen our vocal cords and just say ooh for about 10 seconds. Come on. Ooh. Good, and reverse that. Nice, good job. Release and relax those shoulders and neck. Now we're going to reverse it. We're going to take the left arm directly in front. The right arm goes on top, elbow to elbow. Lift up, just bend that bottom elbow and bring them together. And now bring your arms up, and you're going to feel that wonderful stretch again in your upper back and in your opposite shoulder. And this time we said, ooh, let's open up the mouth nice and wide, continuing to work on vocal strength. Let's say ah. Ah. Great job. All right. So let's just finish off with the chest and arm stretch. Palms are facing up to the ceiling. Arms out to the side. Bring those arms as far back as you can. Lengthening your abdominals without stressing your back. Just lengthen those muscles. Open up your chest and shoulders. Chin up but not squeezing your neck. Just stay right here. And let's say the word you. Ready? You. Release and relax. Shake everything all out. Bring those arms all the way up to the ceiling. We're going to finish with a big yay because you did a great job today. Thanks for joining me. Big deep breath together. Hold that note. Working on strength. Working on a positive attitude for the day. Ready? Yay! All right. Give yourselves a big hand. Oh, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I hope you got a full body workout like I did. Let me just remind you, this is our original format. This is a full body 6 circuit exercise. We do have as an option a shorter 4 circuit option. You want to check the library if you're short on time or this is just too long for you. Check out our library. We're going to start building our library a little more and a little more with longer and shorter options for you. Also, if you would, at the bottom of your screen when you finish watching, you'll see there's an area for comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what you're wanting. Let us know what works for you. We would love to make this really much more customized to what you're looking for. So in the meantime, have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.